Hey everybody, this is Oscar from the Side Hustle Playbook with another video on one of my favorite side hustles, but one that is extremely popular, yet I get a lot of questions about, and that is Shopify. Folks have been seeing, people on YouTube, online, and blogs or various commercials about Shopify, and it's an extremely powerful platform. It is very popular with folks, and there's people making a lot of money using Shopify. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of folks, especially that are not what you'd call, if you're not e-commerce savvy, you haven't been around the tech industry very much. There's a bit of confusion when it does come to Shopify and what it exactly is. So I'm hoping to clear that up. That way, if it's something that you do want to get into, we'll post some more videos on actually how to set up a store and things like that. But for now, let's just talk about what Shopify actually is. So, and the reason I actually came up with this video idea was because I just helped my brother who, has a business and wasn't really sure, he basically wanted to start a Shopify store, but did not know really why he wanted to start a Shopify store. So he went down that route, and it got a little pricey for him, and there were some mistakes made, but he was able to correct those in time. But some of the things he just didn't realize what it was clearly. Okay, so let's just start with the basics. Shopify. It is basically a service that you pay for, whether it's monthly or yearly, that gives you the ability to create a website, similar to a Wix, if you will. But the key differentiator is that it has the built-in components for the shopping cart, which allow you to add products. People can add those products to a cart, and then they can actually do a full transaction with their credit card and things like that, right? The nice thing about it is normally you would have to have a web developer build you a website and then integrate, with a shopping cart type software, whether it's WooCommerce, and then integrate that into a credit card processing software. So as you can imagine, that can get pricey. Now the big boys do it. Most of the larger enterprises, are going to use in-house web developers that are building and constantly tweaking their website. But for us that are, hustlers or a small business owner, that's very costly and usually out of our budget. So that is where Shopify came in. And there's other competitors as well. BigCommerce is a very popular one as well. And we'll do a video on those. I've used both, and both, have, some great features and things like that are worth looking at. But Shopify comes in and allows somebody that's not very technical to create an account, create a website, give it a name, and then you add products with pictures and things like that, and integrate with either Shopify payments, or if you have another credit card processor that you like to use. They support quite a few that are already built in, even PayPal. But it allows you to basically have your e-commerce store set up and running literally in minutes, at least with the basic, some basic settings. I would highly recommend you don't do it in minutes. You take your time and set up everything that you would need. But you can have your site up pretty fast, and that it is an amazing piece of software, or that's basically web-based. So it's really nice that you can, for us smaller folks that don't have the huge budgets, you can have very nice sites or websites that look, very professional and are going to give customers that go to it a good feeling that, they're going to a legitimate company rather than some, ugly looking website that might give them the, that they're being scammed, if you will. So those are the great things about it. There's, if you want to just show here on this website, You can see some of the samples that they show here of these various websites that for cosmetics, things like that. So very powerful. Just gives you all sorts of options if you lurk in here, and you can basically sell just about anything you want. I think the confusion comes where a lot of people think of it as a platform, like eBay or Etsy, and it's not that. It is not a platform. The benefits of using a platform is that they're usually, in most cases, they drive traffic to your store, or to their platform, right? So if you have an eBay account, you list your items, eBay is doing the advertising. eBay is a big enough name that people are going to go and visit eBay, and they might run into your eBay store or your eBay listings already without you having to do any advertising. Same thing with Etsy. Etsy is a big platform where people go and search for things, and they might run into your Etsy store. So that is something that's very powerful and very useful for if you're looking, for low entry cost and you have products that kind of fit that model. Shopify, on the other hand, isn't a platform, and that's, I think, the biggest thing. It is it's a software that allows you to create your own website, your own e-commerce store. That is awesome. The trick is, and where people kind of get frustrated or don't realize, is you need to drive the traffic to your store. So that means that if you put up a new store, and we call it sidehustle.com, and I provide, t-shirts or shoes or whatever, that's great, and it's going to look beautiful and it's going to look awesome, right? The problem is nobody's going to know that it's out there. With all these websites and everything, you might get some traffic through Google if somebody does a search for a specific shoe that you carry, that's not popular at the Foot Lockers or at these other places, right? You might get lucky and get traffic that way, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to drive traffic in some way, shape, or form to your stores, and that you could do through Google Shopping, Google Ads, Facebook ads, flyers out in your neighborhood, things like that. But you need to kind of tell people that you're there and what you provide. So that is one of the biggest differences, and where I think a lot of people get frustrated with Shopify because they thought it was more of a platform. And again, there are things that they'll do to kind of try to help you promote, but at the end of the day, you need to drive your traffic to your store. And that's where, learning, advertising with Google Ads, Google Shopping, and Facebook ads becomes very, very important, because if you're not good at those, you could find yourself basically spending a lot of money trying to drive traffic to your store. So it is important that you just understand that going into it. And again, the more SEO that the more you list it, which again, they help you with as far as when you put in a product, they're going to definitely try and help you make it as SEO friendly as possible. So as you can see here, they have a whole section where they try and teach you different ways to market your business, because at the end of the day, if you make money, they make money. So it's very important to remember that. So they're going to do everything they can to try and help you. But that is the big difference. And again, with eBay, there's the goods are that you don't have to drive traffic. Same thing with Etsy, but you're going to pay a fee, right? Every time you sell something, eBay's going to get a cut, PayPal gets a cut. Same thing with Etsy. If you use a platform, you're going to have to pay fees. With Shopify, depending on your plans, they will collect a small fee for the entry-level stores, but it's like 1 or 2%, not like the 10% that eBay will take in some cases, right? But again, so if you can build your e-commerce store, you can build a brand, use Instagram, use Facebook. This is where people are making a lot more money because they build brands that continue to grow, and they can market and make it, something more of a passion, right? Rather than just kind of getting stuff that you find or that you buy from, a store and then just reselling it. So, I have used Shopify and BigCommerce for different projects, and we've made money. I'm not gonna sit here and say we're millionaires or anything like that, but we have made some money, and that's what I'll go into next. In a couple of videos down the road about the different things you can do, because you can do physical products. You can do digital products. So say you have a digital book that you want to sell, or digital, art, things like that, or software. You can definitely sell that on Shopify. Where you'll see a lot of folks now doing is the print on demand. And we've done that. We actually were heavy on print on demand. We still do it, but we're actually transitioning more to a actual having printed silk screened shirts or apparel already done, and then just selling, shipping it out as it goes. For us, the quality is a little bit better there, but the print on demand to me is great. If we'll get into a print on demand video down the road, but that is what a lot of people use Shopify for. And another one is drop shipping. There's companies, like Oberlo, which is a service that you can use where you basically list the products that are on Alibaba Express. As soon as somebody orders, they help you process that order on the back end and then get the order shipped out to your customer, where you're basically doing zero hands-on with your customer, which in theory is great. But again, it's one of those things where you really want to do your research on. I've seen some people do really good things with drop shipping, and then I've seen other people really struggle with it and hate it. Because it depends on where you're getting your products. Like if you're using Alibaba Express, those are coming from China. Those can take weeks to get to the customer. So, in theory, it sounds good, but you might get more complaints. You might get people, hey, where's my product? Where's my product? If they don't like it, they return it. So, things like that. And again, remember with Shopify, because it's not a platform, you're going to handle customer service. It is your company at the end of the day. So any returns, any issues, anything like that, you want to, be ready to handle those and give good customer service so people keep coming back. But there's different ways to use it, and there's different things to, kind of know about it. But let's look really quick at the pricing. So a basic Shopify account is $29 a month. Then you can do the regular Shopify, which is $79, and then advanced. The big thing you're going to find is basically, the type of, the amount of staff accounts. So how many people can get their own account to go into your store and, make changes. So if you have employees, you'll want to make sure you take that into consideration. But the bigger stuff is, can you do professional reports? Let's see here. One of the ones I want to look at. Oh, sorry there. Yeah, is the Shopify payments. So if you use Shopify payments, so that means, your customer comes with a credit card and buys something. This is the rate that you're going to pay, right? It's 2.9% plus 30 cents. Now, some people are, oh my God, they're going to take, if you compare it to PayPal, what you're paying for PayPal, these guys are much less. But if you have a website of any type with a payment processor, or if you have a store, a brick and mortar store that takes credit cards, you're going to pay a fee. That's, Square, if you're using Square at your restaurant, or if you're using it if you have a small shop, or any other type of regular, Bank of America credit processing, you're paying fees, and that's why a lot of times, you'd see stores where it'd be, like an extra 25 cents if you pay, with a credit card, because they're paying those fees over cash, right? So they also have point of sale just like Square. So if that's something you want to get into, you can do that. But they also get shipping discounts. So if you tie in your store into a USPS, UPS, they do give discounts as well. So it's a great product. Again, though, you are going to have to handle your customer service. You're going to have to drive your traffic to your store. But, with that, said, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. Let me just show you one of the stores that we're kind of messing with right now that we're building up. This is what it looks like when you get into the back end of Shopify. So you would add a product. Very simple. You give it a title, give it a description, add a picture, You can create categories, and then what the vendor is, where you're getting it from, pricing. You're going to add SKUs and stuff if you want. Again, it's all up to you. How many you have in stock, or you could even say it's something that we don't even track, the inventory, right? What the weight is, and then what country, and then from there you can add variants, so colors, sizes and things like that. But that's pretty much it. You go in there and boom, you got a product listed. Some things to be aware with Shopify though is apps. So what is handled in-house or already with within Shopify is very strong, and they have a ton of features. But if you're looking for some advanced features, say you sell hats, and if somebody buys a cat hat, you want to be able to say, hey, we've seen that you're buying this cat hat, and kind of offer, hey, here's this hat shirt that matches, if you get that both together, it'll be a discount or whatever, anything like that. You're usually going to have to try to use some type of app, a Shopify app, from different companies. So those are things that have been written and customized by other developers, and they sell them on the Shopify platform. So very strong by itself without having you to get any apps. But if you're looking to advance it and do more of that type of stuff, and there's apps for just about anything. I mean, let me actually go into the app store just so you can kind of see. So you can see here, there's all sorts of apps, free gifts, multi-store sync power, product options, so a lot of these apps here, they'll give you either a free trial, but there might be a fee associated with that. So depending on what you're trying to do, you may need to add an app, or you may want to add one. And if it makes sense, some of them, there's a couple free ones. Usually if it's a big partner like Facebook, you can do the Facebook pixel integration, very easy. And that's free, so there's going to be some like those that are free, and then you're going to have some that are a little bit more, that are, more specialized, that you can use, but you might have to pay a fee. So always think about that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as what Shopify is. Again, it's one of those things where you'll want to definitely make sure it, you kind of know what you're getting into. And, if you're a small business already and you have like a little shop, it's great because you don't have, again, there's going to be folks that are going to be out there and going to tell you, oh, you can get it for free if you do, WordPress and you use WooCommerce. And that is 100% true to a point. So with, WordPress, you are going to have to pay for hosting somewhere. So, even if you pay $4 or $5 a month, you can use WooPress for free, but you're going to have to integrate it. You're going to have to put the connection in. You'll probably have to use a payment processor like Stripe, which will work out just great. The problem becomes, with Shopify, if something is wrong on the back end, like, one of the servers is struggling, or, something's not working right, you can call Shopify and they'll fix it. If you're using WordPress with WooCommerce, you're going to have to fix it, or you're going to have to pay somebody to fix it. So those are things that, so if you're technical and you know how to do it, yes, by all means, go through, WordPress, use WooCommerce, or, you even use Joomla or something like that. But for us that, for folks that aren't, tech savvy, this is a perfect, fit, because you do not have to be very technical at all. It's basically, you saw what the back end looks like. It's just, entering text, adding pictures, and then things like that. Oh, one last thing that I forgot to mention is the template. So the way your store looks. So right now, this is the default look for it, and there's like 3 or 4 different templates that you can get that are free. After that, if you want like a nicer template or something that looks more like the way you're looking for, you're gonna have to pay for that too. There's folks that'll design them, customize them. And those can be, $100 to $200 to get that template design. Usually I always start off with a free template. there's like I said, 3 or 4 that you can use. And then if I see that, hey, the store concept is working, and we're making some sales, then I'll buy a newer or a much more professional or looking one, or something that looks a little bit more attractive. But the free ones are good. I mean, they'll good because you add your logos. You basically, this is what it looks like right now, but right here in this where it says image with your text overlay, you would add your stuff. You would add your image here. So that's pretty much it. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as I can. But like I said, we'll start doing some videos. This project right here is one that we'll actually use as a, building a Shopify store from beginning to end, getting it online, getting everything set up, and we'll kind of use that. And then maybe down the road, I'll show you, some ads and things like that I've used. Again, we're not making millions off of it. We do make some money, but we can kind of learn together as we build it and hopefully make it a successful store. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe to our show. And you can always visit our website at sidehustleplaybook.biz and check out our articles, things like that we're putting up there. So keep side hustling out there, make some extra cash, and best of luck to you guys, and we'll see you next video. See ya.